What's up, guys? My name is Mikko Hytönen, and this is Jokes and More Podcast, baby! A show where we talk about Jiu-Jitsu, life, and everything in between. We are capturing the magic moment after a hard Jiu-Jitsu training. And today I'm joined by world champion, European champion, judo black belt, third degree Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, owner of Kano Kimonos, and partly owner of International Jiu-Jitsu School here in Cyprus, Ivan Tomasetti. What's up, my brother?
Guys.
Finally,
Yeah.
we are here.
Nice.
Interesting week, yeah?
Yeah, interesting days. Yeah, we really liked your classes. It was fun. I really liked the back control with the lapel. That was a very lazy and effective solution, you know? Energy saving, let's say. Not lazy, but...
I love that. And first of all, guys, those who are watching the video, as you can see, I'm not in Spain at the moment. Actually, I'm visiting this amazing gym here, and we're going to do guest episodes all from here. Okay, so that's why the setup, and I love it. This is much more professional than in Spain, because in Spain, I have the 25 euros beach chairs. Here, I have all set up, so I'm excited about this one. It's great. So, Ivan, lifelong martial artist, yeah?
Yes.
You started with judo, no?
Yeah, I started with judo when I was 6.
Yeah.
Actually, I was born in Argentina, and as soon as I moved to Italy, they put me into basket, you know? And I hated that. I hated it. That was so boring for me. I was like distracted by that. And after 1 year, because I paid for a year, I did basket. And then in the same building, they were doing judo as well. And my parents told me, you must pick a sport. And I told them, anything but basket.
Yeah.
So in the same building, there was judo. Do you want to try judo? Yes, judo is perfect, you know?
This was in Argentina, no?
No, in Italy. In Argentina, I've been there just...
So you was born in Argentina?
Yeah, I was born in Argentina, and
nice.
I moved to Italy, so...
Okay, so how old were you when you moved to Italy?
I was 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I started judo at 7, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what age you started to compete in judo also? Early age?
In judo, you know, I competed with the kids from the beginning. Judo is normal to be competing while you train, but let's say that the kids tournaments are very friendly. I wouldn't say it's really a competition still, but then I started competing hardcore when I was 12, and I loved it. I loved competing, but I was very bad at it. You know, I have not much of a natural talent, but I'm stubborn on the things I want to do. So as soon as I started to see the regular form of tournaments, that you can come back home without medals and stuff like that, and I started losing, I put myself and I trained hard. From the second year, I was training twice per day. I was training before going to school. I was going to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning, training, and then going after. And then is when the growth came, because I outworked the other people, let's say. And even if I didn't have much of a natural talent, the hard work paid in the long term.
Do you believe that resonates in everything in your life? Like fucking hard work pays off, of course. How do you think, how big portion from success is talent and hard work?
I think that they both goes, you know, depend on the percentages of what you do. But I think to get to the top, you need both. Yeah. So there is a way to get to the top without talent. There is not a way to get to the top without hard work. Yeah. So without hard work, if you rely only on talent, you can get only to a certain point. Then after that, you need to put it in, you know? So it's need, of course, a bit of both, but I think that is a nice thing of martial arts. Everybody could be a champion. It's not like a pure performance sport, you know? If you want to run the 100 meters, but you don't have the right body, not going to happen. You want to be a swimmer, you don't have the right body, it's not going to happen. In fighting sports, you adapt your style to your body, you can get to the top. Doesn't matter. You just need to put in the work and be coached by proper people, because that's also an important thing, you know? Yeah, exactly. You can have all the talent you want, but you get coached by not the right persons that know what they're doing, it's difficult to come out. Yeah, I agree. So it's a bit of combination of everything. So in Italy, where you started to train judo, how long, like when did you get your judo black belt? I got my judo black belt in 1999. 1999. Because how old were you then? I was 15. You're 15. Oh, amazing. Because in judo, or at least in Italy, because every federation, every national federation have different things. Yeah. But in Italy, to get the black belt, the lower age is 14.
Okay.
Because it's called an age group. It's called cadets.
Yeah.
That I think is 14 and 15 years old.
Okay.
I don't know because it changes sometimes. So I don't know. I've been out of judo for a while, so I don't know if it's exact.
Have you done any judo? When was your last judo training?
I do some judo trainings. I like to go and visit my friends and do that, but I haven't been competing much. So I stopped competing in judo in 2010.
Yeah.
I just did one tournament in Norway. I actually did the Norwegian Championship in adult division. Like what was? 4 years ago, and I won that.
Yeah, when you were living in Norway, yeah?
Yeah, we were living out, yeah.
Nice.
So I went there because I was teaching in a judo gym, and so to make some advertising to the judo gym, I wanted to compete in the national championship, and I won that.
That's a statement.
Yeah, it was good. It's fun.
How was the level there?
The level is much lower than in Italy.
Yeah.
But still, they were good fighters. Maybe not super experienced. That's why I managed to sneak my way into the fights. But
And also, you know, done a very long time, you're on a very high level. So
yeah. So it was fun.
nice.
But yeah, I'm a bit out of judo. I like to bring judo in my trainings when I teach and everything. And of course, I have it in my style.
Yeah.
But I'm out of the environment of judo. I prefer much more the jiu-jitsu. You know, it's much more easygoing, less martial, and less depending from federation decisions and things like that. And also jiu-jitsu as for the business side, it's much better.
Yeah.
Because it's better organized, it's better structured, it's more possible for amateurs to train jiu-jitsu than judo. You know, if someone like you start at 31 with, if you start at judo, that will never be your thing.
Exactly. And I think in judo, it's like more because I was able to build myself without competing, like just sharing my passion. I think judo is a little bit different. And like you told me yesterday, like the stiffness with organizations. And, you know, if you're teaching judo, they might come and ask you like, what are you doing? You're teaching judo.
Yeah, it's much more regulated. A lot of things that on the side is better and on the side is worse. You know?
Yeah. And of course, because it's Olympic sport. So
yeah, it's Olympic sport, but it's because I think most is managed by very old people generally.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they're a bit more stubborn on the old ways of doing things. And that's why I think jiu-jitsu is better. It's more youngish, more fast, more up to date, let's say.
Tell me a little bit about when you moved to Italy as a young boy and started to do judo. What kind of a kid you were? You like to go to school? You're goofing around? What kind of kid you were?
No, I was very good. I was very good kid. I always went properly to school. I like to do things seriously.
Good.
Yeah, normally if you have to do something, why to do it badly, you know?
Yeah.
You have to spend the time in school anyways.
Yeah.
So because I was so focused on the sports, you know, I was going to school, I had to spend that time in school. I was paying attention to all the classes, everything. So the more attention I pay at school, the less I have to study, the more time I have for training.
Makes sense.
Yeah, as a kid, especially as a teenager, you know, I was very focused on judo.
Yeah.
And that's maybe too much. I was obsessed, but I think that's what you need to be a champion in something, you know? If you're not obsessed with something, you can't be a champion because you get sick of, you cannot put the amount of work, effort, and sacrifice needed if you're not obsessed with that.
I 100% agree. Like, and whatever it is, sports, wherever. I used to be a professional gambler back in the day. And I remember before I went to morning pee, I opened the machine, like a laptop, and I started to do my watch and everything. Of course, that was like out of control, but I was able to, you know, go very high level on that also. You need to have, now my obsession is jiu-jitsu and making myself better, but I truly believe that you need to have, and because that obsession brings you that determination, like it's like a, it's
that's what makes you go into the gym even if you don't want, you know, even if you're tired, even if you're sore, even if you're everything, and to leave a lot of things out. And I think for me, this obsession with sports in that pretty young age, you know, was very good because it kept me out of smoking, kept me out of drugs, kept me out of, you know, partying and everything. And I was at the point that I was thinking only about judo and everything. My parents were, oh, why don't you go to a party? No, I train.
And this way, like I'm normally selling.
They will tell you.
My parents, I say, no, Ivan, but you go to judo. They told you, they're like, why don't you go
they told me, they tell me, oh, you know, you need to go and have some fun. Oh, no, I don't care. You know?
Amazing. What about your competition career in judo. Tell me a little bit.
Judo was pretty good. I managed to get a few medals in European championships while under 20 and under 23.
Okay.
I got, I don't know how many medals in the national championships. I won, I think, about 8 and a few medals, but I was a bit unlucky with the federation. They didn't give me enough space, and they didn't give me the space I deserved. And that was the main reason that in 2010 I said, okay, I shut down with judo, I'm giving up. And then by mistake I started to do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because I met a guy, a friend, and he told me, why don't you try Jiu-Jitsu? I was like, yeah, why not? And then I got hooked on that. I really liked it.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was this? In Italy, of course.
Italy, I was in Rome.
Nice.
Because I was working for the Carabinieri.
Yeah.
Which is, for who doesn't know, it is a kind of police in Italy.
Yeah.
We are militaries and police together, like the Guardia Civil in Spain,
yeah,
or the Gendarmerie in France. So I was in the sport team for the Carabinieri in judo. And then I decided to quit judo, and almost immediately, but by mistake, it wasn't really planned, I started with Jiu-Jitsu. And so in Rome, I started training with Luca Nacoreta, where he was pushing very hard at that moment, and he had a big environment pushing hard at that moment. And so I came there, and it was a nice exchange, because they teach me how to fight on the ground, and then taught them standing, and we created a very strong team, and we went on competing hardcore league.
So you're third degree black belt, yes?
Yes.
When did you get your black belt?
got
what was walk me through the day?
Yeah.
You remember? Yeah,
it was good. Let's say that I knew, because, I was winning everything.
Yeah.
And especially as a brown belt, I was the first in the IBJJF ranking list.
Yeah.
So I was winning everything. So after the worth was given that I got the black belt, and it was good. It was a nice feeling. But I was kind of used to that, being a judo black belt before, and it's like the second one, but was still a very good reach,
Yeah.
And I was already teaching a lot, even as a purple belt and a brown belt. I was teaching a lot of seminars still, and I always liked the teaching. I always like to share things to make people better. So, and I think that that was the main reason why I become such a high-level athlete in Jiu-Jitsu as well. So in judo was also because of the age. I was young, so I wanted just to go in and compete. And then with Jiu-Jitsu, I was like, I want to go in and compete because I want to be a teacher later. So that was my way to get known, to get good at that, to have things to share. And so that's why I competed hardcore for a while. And also because I love it. For me, it's so fun,
And you told me you started to teach already seminars, anything when you were a purple belt in Jiu-Jitsu already.
Yeah.
You enjoyed that a lot, teaching, yeah?
Yeah, I love
but you're a super positive guy, an excellent teacher, so I can see.
I really like to share my Jiu-Jitsu. I really like I did a bit of mind coaching and stuff like that too. And I really like to see the improvement you get on people with Jiu-Jitsu, even on their personal side, Especially with kids, the moment you teach them to do Jiu-Jitsu, how to handle the pressure and the stress, to perform under stress, that kids is going to be set for life,
Yep.
Once they're able to go handle a tournament, it's like...
Exactly.
What is worse? What can be worse than someone who wants to beat you up?
Exactly.
Beat you up in front of everybody publicly,
That's it.
There are very few situations that can be worse than that.
Exactly, and you're thinking about it.
In a normal life, I'm talking about, okay?
Exactly. But Jiu-Jitsu gives you, like we talked today earlier with the kids, like Jiu-Jitsu gives you great tools for your life. Like it's so hard, it's so demanding, and you need to fail all the time.
Yeah.
And when you compete, everybody's thinking always when we go to compete, like if the opponent submits me in 2 seconds, I'm gonna look stupid. And it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And when you can overcome that, you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow.
Yeah, but just already to be able to perform under stress.
Yeah.
You said.
Exactly.
After that, to go to give an exam in the university is like
exactly.
not a big deal,
Yeah.
You get also, with competition, you get also used to prepare for things,
Yeah.
I think if you're a competitor, you don't like to go to an exam in the school and not know the things,
Yeah.
So you learn how to prepare yourself, how to be ready, how to handle emotionally, physically, and all the stress that can happen. So I think it's really good for people. This.
Let's talk a little bit about the jiu-jitsu competition. First, I want to know, like, when you are competing in jiu-jitsu, do you have some kind of a specific stuff that you do? Like, okay, now I'm competing, I listen to certain music, I do a certain warm-up. So how do you prepare for a competition?
No, I don't have a certain music or whatever, but from my experience, I had almost 2,000 fights between judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, grappling, sambo, and everything.
Crazy numbers.
Yeah.
And I thought like I have maybe a couple of hundred for wrestling match. You got 10.
It's
amazing.
it's like that. And the most important thing that I saw is that you need to be with your mind. Okay, you can be physically bad, have injuries, anything, doesn't matter. When you step on the mat, doesn't matter. It's just your mindset.
Yeah.
And so the only thing I do is to focus on what I want.
Okay.
Because in the moment you start thinking about losing, I did one course I told you about mental coaching and everything.
Yeah.
Your brain doesn't recognize the no. So in the moment you say, oh, I don't want to lose with this guy, you're fucked. You're gone. Because you're focusing on the losing.
Yeah. Then it's in your head. Yeah.
Yeah. And the same thing, the subconscious brain is doing so much work on the background that you don't even know about it. As example, when you meet someone, you don't remember the name. So you ask your brain, oh, what's the name of this guy? And the brain keep working. And after 2-3 hours of the day after, oh, that's the name. So it makes you remember that your brain is working on things.
Yeah.
So if you manage to set that thing for winning the match, your brain will be working on the background doing the match for you. So that's a good trick to keep the focus and to avoid this thinking about losing. So you really think about what you want.
Yeah.
And my focus is I want the referee to raise my hand.
Yeah.
I don't care about submissions. I don't care about points. I don't care how it's going to be.
So you're thinking about the end goal.
I want
specific. I want this way, but just raising my hand.
I want the referee to raise my hand at the end of the
fight.
That is what matters at the end of the day.
Exactly.
If you win the world championship, nobody cares if you submitted everybody if you win just by advantages.
True.
At the end of the day, you won the world championship. You were the best that day.
So you believe in manifesting?
I believe in manifesting, but it's not the manifest. I don't believe that manifesting that you are thinking about something and it will follow you.
Yeah.
But I think about focusing on the right things.
Yeah. And of course, you need to manifest, but of course you need to take an action.
Yeah.
But it's much harder and different way to do the action if you don't really believe.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm training, but I don't know how I'm gonna do it. Just look.
So about the mindset, that's my thing. I just focus on the referee raising my hand.
Right on.
And about strategy, I always I always structure my matches to win by one advantage.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, if you think about going in and submitting him, first of all, if you're going with someone really good, are you able to convince yourself you can submit him? Maybe not. That would be hard. But if you go in with the best in the world and say, maybe I can get an advantage with him. It's a much smaller goal. It's much easier to reach there, And another thing, to win by one advantage, you need to neutralize his game.
Yeah.
Because if you make one advantage, he can't do nothing on you. Else the game is not working, as you're not winning. So that's my goal, to neutralize his game, win by one advantage. So my idea is to get that advantage as soon as possible, because when you reach an advantage, the game changes.
Yeah.
Advantage of point, once you're winning, the game changes. It's going from having to do something good to win to just maintain the status quo. So it's much more easy.
Very interesting.
So you don't need to increase the rate. You don't need to take risks anymore. You just need to maintain the status quo. So at the point when you get an advantage, either points or whatever, your job is to don't get penalties.
Yeah.
It's much more easy to don't get penalties than to land a submission.
True.
And it's your opponent that have to take the risks. So your opponent have to take the risk, and that's when he gets submitted, because he takes the risk.
What about the jiu-jitsu competitions? You are a blue belt world champion.
Yeah, I won the world championship in IJJF as blue belt, and I got medals as purple and brown. And I haven't competed in the world championship as a black belt. But I competed in the European Championships. I won a few no-gi European Championship as a master with a black belt, and as an adult up to the brown belt. Brown belt, I won the open weight in the European Championships. Yeah.
Any nice memories? Walk me through some kind of what do you think is the any kind of memories, like crazy stuff what happened in a competition, like. Oh, a lot of stuff had happened. We have so many matches.
Yeah, a lot of stuff happens.
Do you remember who, let's go like this. Let's think about who you remember that has been really like tough opponent or something like something hard to crack.
I did a world championship of United World Wrestling.
Yeah.
No, that's not like the IBJJF is a bit of a different sport because as a sample, you're not allowed to pull guard.
Yeah.
So if you pull guard, it counts as a takedown. Your opponent gets 2 points.
Yeah.
And so if in that world championship, you find people that you don't find in this IBJJF circuit, but they're very tough.
Yeah.
So I was fighting with these. I really liked that match, and I remember because it was about the mental strength, So I was fighting with this guy, and we were like crushing all the guys. Like this guy is so strong, This guy, this stuff I cannot go through this guy, And I said, okay, let me keep doing this. Let me keep going there. I know that he's going even. And then I said, at the end of the fight, probably something will change. And it was fun because I keep doing the same thing all the time. So I was going on the safe path. And then by the end of the fight, the guy got a bit emotional, got a bit scared of the outcome, and took a risk. And then I got him.
Yeah.
I don't remember now if I won by points or something, what happened, But it was good because I was playing that. I said, well, I'm going to stick with this strategy because I think it's working. And I don't know what's going to happen with this guy. Oh, this guy was so strong, I'm very physically strong for my weight division as well. But this guy was like a rock. I don't even remember the name, and I didn't see him after that.
Yeah. So maybe he lost his confidence, like, done.
Yeah, maybe he's the world champion, but I don't remember,
But UVV, so they do also, like, it's a grappling organization, but they do wrestling, and there is also UVV with gi, yeah?
Yes,
it's
so basically they call it grappling.
Yeah.
And they're the United World Wrestling, that is the official freestyle and Greco-Roman federation.
Yep.
They're pushing this as a third style of wrestling.
Okay.
So they call it grappling gi and grappling no gi.
Yeah.
And so there are a bit different rule sets, which make kind of sense to me. On the non-pulling guard, awarding the points is because they're basically wrestlers, so they don't like that.
Makes sense.
But it's not something I agree because I think that even if it's not my style, pulling guard, and I make fun of guard pullers. But
we have done it together.
Yeah. We've been laughing a bit about it. But at the end of the day, if you have a game that works for sport jiu-jitsu from the bottom, why not to do it? Okay.
Of course, and we are just doing it because we are joke around.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So, but I like to make fun of guard pullers, and but at the end of the day, if you see the World Championship, statistically, the most scored point was the sweep.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to go for that.
Yeah.
So, but also statistically, they say that if there was a guard pass, there was something like 90% of the time the guy wins with the guard pass.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a bit of more chances, but less effective than. But that's one of the differences on the rules. And the other difference is that every time there is a reverse, they score the 2 points.
I love that one.
Yeah, because for me, what's the matter if I reverse from the side control or from the guard? I still went from the bottom to top.
I remember my first competition, I was fighting this guy. I remember I took him down, and then there was back and forth. I reversed many, many times. I ended up losing, and I was like, I didn't understand, and I was like so pissed off.
Yeah, it's tricky,
but I didn't understand even the point. So But I was like, why didn't I get the points if I reverse the position? So you win 3 times the world champions in
four times. Yeah.
In gi or wrestling.
I won one time I won gi and no gi in the same year, and 2 times I won the gi.
Nice. So tell me about the year where you fought your brother in the final and you went there drunk.
That was a funny story,
Give it to me.
So we went to that tournament, me and my brother. So I managed to convince him to come for a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Yeah.
Because he was a professional judo athlete too.
Okay.
And so I convinced him to go for the tournament. And we stopped from his house to the venue. We stopped in a cafe to have breakfast. So we got Italian breakfast, like cappuccino and a croissant. Then my brother comes, he say, you know that if you take a little bit of liquor, you know, your inhibitions stops and you fight better. And that was like, okay, let's try. And we took a little shot of this Tia Maria, the coffee liquor.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we were a bit in the mood, you know. And so we went, and on the second bar we stopped. And so basically we did all the bars until the venue.
Yeah.
And then, we started the tournament. At that point, I was so trained, I was so strong that national tournament wasn't a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So I went, and we both won, and we fight in the final. That was me and him laughing, you know. And at the end of the day, I let him win because he let me win. We had to fight together a few times in judo before. So he let me win those times. So I let him win this time. And so I let him taking me down and do my signature move that is a straight foot lock.
Yeah.
so it was quite fun.
Unbelievable. I laughed so hard.
Yeah, that was. If you see on YouTube, you put Tomasetti versus Tomasetti, and you can see the video because the federation published
so now I
it.
need to see it because I know that you both are drunk.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it, love it.
Yeah, it was a thing that I was curious about, you know, because one time I went drunk for a training, and I told you, and it was a training camp that you're allowed in judo, that you're allowed to go only if your federation register you.
Yeah, like super high level guys.
Super high level guys. So you needed to be, at that time, you needed to be at least 5th ranked in your country to access to that training. And it's a training camp that you go there, you do experience in the morning, experience in the evening with all the best in the world. So basically do a European championship in the morning and a European championship in the evening, or a world, you know, like a super high level tournament every day. And those training camps are really good because you go inside one athlete and you come out another. Especially for young, not so experienced guys, it's crazy. And I think that should be done something like this in Jiu-Jitsu too. There is nothing, you know, like the training camps in Jiu-Jitsu are very technical, but there's nothing focused on like going hard, you know.
And the guys will eventually compete each other. Like just now we are training together, we are pushing, you know. I think everybody gets something from that.
Yeah. And it was so fun because either if I was still a bit drunk from the night before because we got the party there. I fought with the Olympic champion, world champion in charge and everything. Like beat all of these guys up badly, you know. And then after the fourth of the first round, I say, okay, now I want to take it easy. I'm going to take this guy that is not very good, and I rest a bit. And probably the adrenaline went down or whatever, and this guy beat me up badly. So then I shut it down for that day. I was like, very fast. And then always I stayed in my mind. I was like, what if I drink a bit and go to a tournament? But I never wanted to do that when I was fighting professionally. And so that was the perfect setup. And with my brother, we were having fun and everything. So we went for that. It was fun.
Just, you know, catch by the moment.
Yeah.
Great story. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. What about the blue belt world champion? How did it went? Where the competition was? And
it was in Long Beach as usual.
Yeah, okay.
And so I went there, and I've been training Jiu-Jitsu. Was the summer of 2011. I started in December 2010 training Jiu-Jitsu. So I was very little. At that point, I didn't know many submissions, so I just took people down and keep the points.
Yeah.
I think I managed to do an armbar on one guy and nothing else. The rest was all on points.
Do you remember how many matches you had?
I think I had
division
5.
Yeah, pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I used to compete in the heavy division.
Yeah.
So I think it was 4 or 5 matches.
Okay.
So it was all by points, all takedowns, you know. And then I got 3rd in the open weight as well. Because I know you got lost with a guy from Finland. Don't remember the name now, but it was a guy from Finland. And it was a nice experience. It was the first time we managed to win a world championship. And for me, it was very good because I stopped with judo because it didn't give me the space to go and compete, you know. And so when they told me, oh, you know, in Jiu-Jitsu, you can go register for the world championships and just go. It's like, really, you know? It was like going to Disneyland, you know? And I was waiting for that chance to go and go hard to these big tournaments, and I never got it. And I said, you can go for the world championships. Yes, I'm going.
You just signed
Yeah. And then I went, and it was fun. It was good.
Nice. And that was a blue belt, yeah?
Yeah, it was a blue belt. Then I got my purple straight after that. I competed 1.5 year in purple, 1.5 year in brown, and then the black belt.
Nice.
So I started from blue belt and I got my black belt in like 4 years, kind of.
But you had such a solid judo background.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive a little bit this. What do you think about the Moneyberg situation? You know, the guy, 3.5 years.
Yeah. So
Do you have an opinion?
honestly, I didn't follow that much.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, he doesn't really look like a big black belt, you know, but it's, I think it's a problem happening in Jiu-Jitsu now, you know, like 10 years ago, you had the black belt in Jiu-Jitsu.
It was,
You were me. It wasn't nice to fight with you, you know?
yeah.
Now it's coming a lot of black belts that, you know, people maybe they're not very good, but training 20 years Jiu-Jitsu, people need to give them the black belt, you know? So it's, I think that the idea of the black belt, the old idea of the black belt is not there anymore, you know?
Yeah.
So it's getting a bit
I think it's a little bit
commercial,
sad.
yeah.
I think it's a little bit sad because usually in Jiu-Jitsu, like if you have Jiu-Jitsu belt, usually the skills are matching. But let's say, for example, this guy got his black belt in 3.5 years, and he's saying, okay, I train privates with the best guys and everything, but it's still 3.5 years. Jiu-Jitsu is so complex, so hard, that you cannot learn the skills to be a legit black belt in 3.5 years. It's impossible. And this guy doesn't roll.
I think you can do that.
You
know?
can do, but
if
you need to
you're
have
an athlete competing
Yeah,
and
but
showing in front of
exactly like
everybody,
BJ Penn and at least, but this guy, he doesn't spar.
Yeah.
He doesn't train with anybody else. There's no video of him rolling.
Yeah.
And then there's these high-level guys like talking, like kind of defending him on publicly. And I think it's just pathetic because I think it's only for the money. But hey, at least Jiu-Jitsu gets more eyeballs. So
yeah, that's what I will ask.
it is.
It's not nice, you know. It's not what I stand for. But I think that good publicity for Jiu-Jitsu is always good, generally. And yeah, you know, I saw some black belts that they're at the same level and they're black belts, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a general thing of the black belt in Jiu-Jitsu is not the same as what it was before.
Yeah.
I just hope that the bar doesn't go lower and lower and lower, and we end up like, you know, Taekwondo or
Yeah.
this kind
So
of.
what do you think about the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Olympic sports? If you could choose, would you put Jiu-Jitsu in Olympics or no?
So I think that Jiu-Jitsu in the Olympics is a very nice thing,
Yeah.
but should be something added to it.
Okay.
So the network of Jiu-Jitsu that we have, like professional events like Polaris, CJI, ADCC, one thing. You have IBJJF doing their tournaments, Naga, all others doing their tournaments. Fine. And then you need to have Jiu-Jitsu at the Olympic Games with all the federations, all the organizations, all the things. It's not that IBJJF can never get there because it's a company. It's not a federation.
Exactly. Many
We'll
people
never get
confuse
there.
that. It's a private company.
It's impossible. It's like mixing oil and water. They're not the same thing. No, but it would be very nice to see it. But now there are two federations working to do that. So there is United World Wrestling with grappling gi and no gi that they are trying to enter, and there is the traditional Jiu-Jitsu Federation with Nevada that they're trying to enter on another side. So you want to go to the Olympics, you compete in those circuits, you go there. You want to do, and those are clean. You get tested for doping there.
Exactly, and a lot of Jiu-Jitsu guys are accused.
So that would be another league. Another is a different thing.
Yeah.
I don't support doping. I think that that's the worst thing you can do for your body. So if they put strict control in all the tournaments, I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, bringing Jiu-Jitsu to the Olympic Games it can only be through that. And it should be only through that, according to me. Because in the moment, let's say IBJJF coming to the Olympic system, it's a mess. It's going to denaturate the essence of Jiu-Jitsu. The essence of Jiu-Jitsu is, it gives you much more freedom, you know. As an example, for me, I couldn't compete in the World Championship in Judo. I didn't have the chance. But I can register in the World Championship and go and win it. And in Jiu-Jitsu. So that's the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu.
Yep.
Okay, so, and also, you know, the goal of the things, you know, Jiu-Jitsu is managed like a private company, generally. And Judo, wrestling, all these sports are managed like the government companies.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have different goals. In Judo, wrestling, all these sports, the goal is to find the guy that goes to the Olympic champion. Why? Because the federation gets money for medals in the Olympic Champions. The athlete gets money for that. And so that's the only goal. The amateurs, the people don't care about the amateurs in those sports. There is no one. Is very difficult to be an amateur in those sports because they're very tough. So you're 40 years old. You don't want to be falling on your neck, no?
Yeah.
And the second thing, they don't care. If you have an amateur tournament, it's going to be in some skanky, in some second grade hall and everything. The nice thing of jiu-jitsu is you're a white belt master. You're competing in the same match, same area where the best in the world are competing. You're in the same event.
Yep.
So you're there, you're competing in the same match with your goals, with your heroes, with your aspirations. You go there, you meet them, you can shake their hands. It's much more a friendly environment,
Yeah, I get it.
And, people get inspired by that and keep going, And in judo, it's different. Also, there are no belt systems. So you go to a tournament, you could fight as a white belt, an adult, let's say, you can find a professional in front of you. But takes you, throws you out on the ceiling, okay, and your tournament is over. Because the goal of that sport is to find a champion.
Yeah.
But the goal for jiu-jitsu is to include everybody.
Yeah.
Because the more people in the tournaments, the more money that the federation comes, the more the sport grows because it brings up, the tournaments bring up the sports. So there are different goals. And I like much more jiu-jitsu. I like to be inclusive. I like to bring people in. I like to, take the person that is 30, 40 years old, never did sports in their life, come train jiu-jitsu, It's amazing for people.
And I think, like I told earlier, like jiu-jitsu is the only sport, basically, I'm a 45-year-old black belt, and I could register in a fucking world championship, and I could go adults, and I could fight some professional, and I would get beat my ass for 30 seconds. But in jiu-jitsu, you can
in the adults, you cannot do that. Now they have a ranking system.
Okay.
So for Europeans and World Championship, IBJJF in adults, you need to have the points in the ranking.
But now, have you seen, like now almost all the high level, like the jiu-jitsu guys who are over 30, they're also competing in masters.
In masters, yeah.
Rafael Lobo, the junior, and guys like this, they go to the masters. Yeah. And I'm like, it's unbelievable. Can you imagine some random, like normal guy goes there and can fight Saulo Ribeiro?
But that's the thing, because the masters results in jiu-jitsu work.
Yeah.
In other sports, they don't work,
Yeah.
Like in judo wrestling, you go to a master world championship of judo wrestling, nobody cares much about it.
Really?
Yeah. But in jiu-jitsu, yes. You get, also it's a tough level. You get these guys competing, it's like.
But it's still like
the world championships.
You're a masters world champion.
Yeah.
Like, but in judo, they don't care about
No, because the goal is the Olympic Games.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So the focus is that.
Yeah.
Anything that is done around it, they don't have even 10% of the focus of the Olympic Games, So that's the thing. And let's be honest, how many people can go and be at the level of the black belt adults? Very few.
Yeah.
But how many can go and do masters, blue belts,
Exactly.
So it's you include, and the good thing is, that these people, they're going to train for these events. So they're not sitting on the sofa, eating crap, but they're going to eat good, train, prepare, and go for that tournament. And for them emotionally, for them it's the European Championship. Even if it's not the black belts, but for them emotionally it's the European Championship. So the growth, the handling the stress, the preparing and everything, all the good mental strength that gives you the sport, you get it anyways. So it's very good for the development of the people. And especially, you start late in jiu-jitsu, you can still go and do that competitive career.
Exactly.
Even if it's a low level, a lower level than the adults. And you cannot do it in other sports.
And there's a lot of people who start jiu-jitsu fairly late. They kind of find jiu-jitsu. I started 31 years old.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, and I think I just read like average age for a jiu-jitsu black belt is like 39 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like fairly high.
Yeah.
Like,
but if you see, in the masters tournament, the pure master tournaments, the black belts is like, there's more people than in blue belts almost.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm pretty sure it's more than the purple.
Yeah. Oof.
I don't know if it's more than the white and the blue, but you have an incredible amount of black belts compared to the rest of the people. compared to the tournaments where there are adults and everything mixed, because then it's a bit more. There are much less black belts in that case. But
what do you think has changed in Jiu-Jitsu last 10 years? What do you see the direction and how the sport has evolved in your mind? And is it a good direction or bad direction, or what do you think?
So I saw a big evolution into the guard game.
Yeah.
Which, on my personal point of view, I don't like it, because I think that Jiu-Jitsu should be. It was born as a self-defense system, and the double guard pull is pretty far from a self-defense,
Yeah, and it looks fucking ridiculous.
But saying that, I like it because the federation is not putting limitations on the rule sets. So the most effective things are going through. So if that is the direction is going, that is because for the rule sets that there are, it's more effective. Because, as example, in judo, a lot of times they change the rules. Come one guy with a cross grip, kills everybody, and then they say, "Oh no, the cross grip is not fair anymore," and we change it and adapt it. So I don't like these kind of things, because you're dragging the sport.
Yeah. What do you think? Let's scratch this a little bit, because you told me judo has always changing the rules. What about old school judo? You could grab the legs and you could do everything.
Yeah.
What happened? What do you think? What was the reason? Why they started to water it down?
The reason. So I think that there is an official reason and a real reason.
Okay.
So the official reason is they say that wanted to go more on a classic judo where people are standing nicely and these big throws and having it more spectacular, let's say, with the big throws and stuff like that. The real reason is that, that they almost took out the wrestling from the Olympic Games, a few years ago. They put it in the list of the sport that needed to get out, okay? Yeah. And I think at that point, it was if a good wrestler or a good sambo guy or a good jiu-jitsu guy goes and wins in judo, picking the legs or doing whatever, okay? It will make the sport look a bit worse in the eyes of the public, okay? So they went and created the rules that was just for judo. So that is the problem, I think. Because then you end up like taekwondo, as example, that they do their thing very good, but they're not really effective. They're far from a real fight,
Yeah.
They're good among them, but you don't see many taekwondo guys in UFC. There are a couple of ones, but, while you see quite a bit of wrestlers, quite a bit of jiu-jitsu guys, quite a bit of other sports, it's because they generally are more effective and more closer to the real fight. So that is the thing, like a judoka of 15, 20 years ago, you can put him to do wrestling, he will do good in wrestling. You can put him to do sambo, he will do good in sambo. Now, with that limitations, it's getting harder to mix the styles,
Yeah, because of course, if the rules are more limited, then you're training more limited.
Yes.
If you want to win, there's no point you train something that is not kind of part what you're trying to achieve.
And for me, that's not nice. And for me personally, I like to try different things. I like to do different things. I come from judo and I was very focused, on, judo is the best thing and the other sports are stupid, Yeah. And then when you start trying and doing other things, it's good because you see the different approach for the same situation. And you learn a lot of things. I've been doing, after I quit judo, I started with sambo, jiu-jitsu, grappling, courage, a lot of other things. And that's why also I have my own network. We have 14 academies spread between Italy, Malta, and Puerto Rico. And we call it CrossFight because we like to crossfight. We like to bring all the sports together. And I like jiu-jitsu because it's the sport that has the widest rule set. It's the MMA of wrestling sports, according to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there are good things for the wrestlers, good things for this, good things for that, good things for that. So it's where everybody can mix and compete, And that's one of the things I like. That's why I say I like that the federation is not taking actions to block the evolution of the game, even if, according to me, it's not going in the right direction where I like it. But I like that they allow it, Because why? The effectiveness is winning. Now, it's effective to double guard pull. Unfortunately, it's effective to double guard pull, you know?
It's not basically the guy's fault because the rule said if that's allowed.
Yeah, the rules, but maybe, you know, in 5 years there will come out a guy that have a very good way to pass guards or work from standing, and then the trends will change, you know? Trends.
But there is always like trends in Jiu-Jitsu also. What is, you know, of course, the big trend now last years has been like the evolution of the heel hooks and stuff like that. But it's still like, I like it, but also like, it's just, you know, there is so many ways you can submit your opponent. What is your take on Jiu-Jitsu, leg locks, heel hooks? What do you think about training them? Is it safe? And do you train them? And what is your take?
So I'm a footlock guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I win most of my fights with footlocks. I studied that. It's funny because, as an example, I studied that from Sambo.
Yeah.
So I went, we did a training camp for the Italian national team of Sambo with some Russian guys. And he explained me the ways they enter. And it's a bit of a different didactic from Jiu-Jitsu. And then I applied that to the Jiu-Jitsu situations. And that made me win everything, you know. I won the European No-Gi Championship like 11 times. And as a purple and a brown belt, I think I finished the tournament in 2 minutes total, you know.
Oof.
People was pulling out, boom, footlocks. It was
straight angle like you said thing.
Yeah. It's very good, but that's why, because they mix it. What they do from Sambo and Jiu-Jitsu. You know, in Jiu-Jitsu they teach that you go for a compression or Achilles tendon. But in Sambo they just go all the way in deep and they do an hyperextension of the ankle. And so I start applying that and become super effective, you know. So it's I'm a footlock guy.
Yeah.
The heel looks game, it's all about the effectiveness. If they're doing it, it's because it's effective. So it's good. I wouldn't have beginners doing that because it's quite dangerous for the heels and for the knees and stuff like that. So I prefer for a beginner to have a proper base. Also, you know, all the leg locks, you don't need to have a dominant position to attack. That's a good thing. That's what I loved it, because I don't need to engage it. Because for my game, I was very good standing. So or I take them down or they pull guard. And in these two situations, I know I'm winning 100%. But when the moment we engage and we fight on the ground, we are at the same level. So I always like to be far from my opponent, either standing or in the guard, and then attack the footlocks. So for me, it was a game that was working very good. But I think as a white belt, you need to know the progression, you know? Pass the guard, control, get the submissions. Stabilize your position, then start working on submissions and stuff like that. So if you lose that, you go straight to the leg lock game, you miss a big part of Jiu-Jitsu, which is also the self-defense part of it. Because I think it's very difficult if you're in a street fight to go and do any Monari roll, you know?
Quite risky, but it will look amazing. If
it will look amazing.
If you can pull it off.
Yeah.
And I understand that also, like, what do you think about, like, should we still teach the beginners also basically everything so they learn it? Or in what point the career you think that people, for example, should start to train heel hooks, like white belt, blue belt, purple belt?
I think around purple belt, but it depends also, you know, on the person. If he's a guy all in for competing and train 2 times per day, probably he need to learn it earlier, because soon he will face these people at that level.
Exactly.
You know, now at the trials, European trials, there was a guy, was a blue belt. He got in the final.
Yeah.
Blue belt, you know?
Unbelievable.
A big, tough guy, you know. But as a blue belt, he got in the final of the ADCC trials, European trials, you know. So the level is getting higher and higher and higher and higher in Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah.
As the more people started, you know, there are these kids. The level of the kids is going it's going bananas. We go to all the Europeans because we cannot. We're going to all the Europeans Championship now to promote the brand and get in touch with people. And I've been in 3 Europeans Championship for kids. And the level of these kids every year gets
it's
crazier,
crazy.
You know.
Crazy. And
so also a blue belt. If a kid started Jiu-Jitsu at 3 and reached 16 years old, that is a green belt, and start as a blue belt.
Yes.
And a guy that coming at 16 years old in, maybe 14 and start as a blue belt too.
Yeah, that's
It's gonna get messy.
that's so somebody.
So
because
that
it's
blue
always-
belt, that kid blue belt, can be training who he looks 4 years before probably already. You know,
People don't understand that if some young guy or girl is a blue belt and is really good, there's a probability that they have been training their full life, because in jiu-jitsu, when you turn 16, even if you how good you are, we need to give you a blue belt. But then, like, if you win blue belts, then you can get, you can get rapid promotion. But however good you are, when you turn 16, you're gonna be a blue belt.
Yeah,
It's just,
it's crazy. You know, and it's a huge difference at that point.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's if a kid started at 3, because now here we're starting at 3 o'clock, 3 years old to train people. Of course, they play a lot at 3 years old, whatever, but still doing jiu-jitsu, still living that, you're still assimilating things. And this 3 years old, after 13 years of jiu-jitsu, 13 years old is a black belt with 1 stripe. As an adult, if you compare the average times, you're a black belt with 1 or 2 stripes after 13 years of jiu-jitsu. And then you start as a blue belt there. And then you have a guy that it's an adult blue belt because he started 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It's another world.
Tell me a little bit about work in UN. So United Nations. So you are teaching the Special Forces of the United Nations close combat.
Yeah. So I was in the Carabinieri, this Italian police corps, and before I was a professional athlete for them for judo. Then when I decided to stop judo, they didn't have a special sector for jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So they sent me to be a trainer for in a center. It's called COESPO. It's called Center of Excellence for Stability Police Unit.
Okay.
So basically, the countries send people there to get certified to be using UN peacekeeping missions.
Okay.
So there we had different kind of courses, but the most fun was special high-risk operations.
Oh.
And so there we were training people for high-risk operations. So all these SWAT parts,
Yeah.
And so the first week I had them and I had to teach them the basics of hand-to-hand combat, And for that we were using the system. I took a lot of inspiration from the system from the American Army.
Yep.
It's called Modern Army Combatives.
Okay.
And so basically it's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but adapted to be operative, to do it with weapons on, to control the weapons, to retain the weapons, stuff like that. So it was very fun. But I really like it because it gave me a lot of experience with beginners,
Yeah.
These people, some knew some jiu-jitsu, some knew some combat, but mainly not. So you need to adapt to the lower level of the class. And so that was a very good experience because they were my kind of guinea pigs for for teaching, and it made me improve a lot my teaching.
What about the mental part of that kind of teaching? Because it's, now you're teaching the skills that to be used in a real situation. Like, not like, okay, we are preparing for competition. What do you think?
Yes, that's
and the teaching the mindset for them.
I felt a lot of responsibility there.
Yeah.
Because, they say, okay, I'm preparing this guy. This guy's really going to war after.
Yeah.
So what I'm teaching make him live or not.
Exactly.
And I feel that,
Yeah.
I really was hard. So I really tried to do all my best there, because it's really a life of, it could be easy, a matter of life or death. When you teach in the gym, might be that the guys get in a fight in the street, but probably not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Okay. And this guys, so I really put all myself in that and take the base of that system, get my improvements on that, and work really on my teaching because I had the week, and in a week I had to give them as much information as possible. So the concept was to bring the natural reactions someone have to be fight effective. Because if you try to teach a technique, the further is from the natural reaction, the harder it is to learn it. And that's why I come from judo, but I think that judo is one of the worst things for self-defense. Because most of the judos is giving the back to your opponent. So if I'm fighting with you, go and turn to the other side is the most unnatural thing you can do. And so it's much better to do a double leg, a single leg things because they're much more simple and they're much more close to what you would do. So I really liked that, but I gained a lot of experience to teach people, and because I was really focusing on be as effective as possible in the small time I had and everything, that I loved it. And the most important things there was to do everything in 3 steps. If you teach a technique in 3 steps, everybody picks it.
Because they remember that there is 3 steps.
3 steps, everybody remembers.
Yeah.
4 steps start to mess up. 5 steps, nobody will remember. So when I teach, I try to concentrate everything I teach in 3 steps.
Yeah.
So if I will teach a seminar, for example, I will do 3 steps. And so in 3 steps, I need to cover the biggest percentage of the technique. No? So they give you 3 details that are the core details. And then the other times I'm going to show, because when you do a seminar, you show the techniques various times. So I do 3 steps, and then I add the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th with the more details for who is more advanced. Because, when you teach a seminar or a class, you have different levels.
Yeah.
And so you need to try to give a bit to everybody, But I repeat these 3 steps 3 times, because I do the 3 steps, then the 3 steps with the 4th and the details, and the 3 steps with 4th and more details. And so like that, I noticed that people picks more. Those, if you're a pure beginner, 0, 3 steps that make 70% of the technique, 70% of the technique. Then if that is your technique that you decide to apply in your game, you have time to learn the other 30%. But as a white belt, a technique 70% is already pretty good. So that was the thing I learned there, to make them pretty good,
Yeah.
To make them to know something. Because to know something and don't know anything is a big difference in a fight. So there is this program, I told you, these modern army combatives, and they say that if you take a trained person and an untrained person, 2 untrained persons, one does the program, the other not, one have 85% chances of winning the fight with the other guy. It's pretty good for a week.
It is. What's up?
And the thing is, with Jiu-Jitsu, people come to the gym in their free time, they pay the membership, and they learn. But with the army training, the government is paying for everything, trainers, facilities, people. So you need to concentrate as much as possible, because they don't give you much time. So that was my point, to get them to be pretty good, decent,
But this experience gave you tools that you are still using these days?
Yeah, I always use it. For myself, I always use this 3 steps rule is the best thing for me.
Very interesting.
For teaching beginners.
Very nice.
For teaching beginners. So
interesting. Tell me about India. So UFC India gym. How did you end up in there? And tell me, how did you end up in there?
So I went to India because I was working for the police.
Yeah.
And
you're teaching people there, or?
No. I was the head of security of the Italian embassy.
Okay.
So I was pure military work.
Okay.
And then after that, while I was in this situation, I knew the guys from UFC gym that they wanted to open in India. So my contract with the police it was finished. I took the work with UFC gym. So basically there, I helped them to run the first flagship gym. And I did a selection of the personnel, training. I was teaching myself. And it was a nice experience, because I could see the management of these big gyms, how they happened, and data and everything. And as example, with Kano, on these huge chains, 20% of their revenue is for merchandise. So if you're not having merchandise and selling merchandise in your gym, you're leaving 20% of the revenue on the table.
That's huge.
That's huge. That's why with Kano, we're focusing on the gym a lot, on the gyms, on the academies a lot, because it's I think it's the best way to help Jiu-Jitsu grow, because if the academies grows, Jiu-Jitsu grows. I think that's the fundamental, of Jiu-Jitsu, and it's a good way to have our brand going around. So we do a lot of customized things for the gyms. We have very good deals for the gyms for how the merchandising and everything. Because for them also, if you're leaving 20% of your margins on the table, it's
And there's a lot
It's probably
there's a lot of gyms that don't have merch.
Yeah.
And in the proper way.
Yeah.
Like easy to buy. And now when I'm trying to think about it, like I've done a lot of seminars lately, and I don't remember a gym who has had like a, stuff you guys have here, but other gyms like
Yeah.
I want to think about it.
Yeah. So I wanted to make a video, something to explain about this and explain the things that we do with Kano later. And because it's stupid to leave this money on the table,
Exactly.
And also people, they would spend the same money. They buy it in the gym or they go and buy it from any website.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to have it branded and everything, to support your academy, to give them publicity.
People want to
and
buy.
to bond together,
Exactly. Jiu-Jitsu people, we want to wear Jiu-Jitsu t-shirts and everything. We want to walk out there and, show our support. And if we don't...
And everybody loves their academy, as they wouldn't be there.
And if we don't have the gear from there, the merchandise, we will buy some from internet, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably not even the branded. But this gives us nice bridge to Kano kimonos.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how this started, when it started, and tell me how about the name. I love the name. Great name. So tell me how it started.
I started with the fight gear in 2013, but I have another brand at that point. I had one brand that was called Extreme Pro Gear. And at 19, that became Kano. I decided to change completely because that was, as an experiment.
Yeah.
And first of all, the name was Extreme Pro Gear. So I was competing with, supplements, motocross, any kind of things named Extreme,
Yeah.
And also with the communication and the visual of the brand, because Extreme Pro Gear had the X logo, like inspired by the Monster logo, so this green and stuff. And when I made it, Jiu-Jitsu was about flashy things, stuff like that. And then it has a period that went back to classics, and we're seeing that period. The classic stuff is those things that work the best. And so we decided to. The last drop was that some Pakistani guys came to Italy, and they opened an office there. Made my same logo, just the X instead of the green was red, and they pretended they were us. So at that point, I was, I lost it. Would be much more expensive than would start over. Yeah. And there were all these other problems. Okay, let me shut it down and start Kano properly. So Kano came. It's not about Jigoro Kano. Of course, we wanted something that sounded Japanese, because all our thing is based on Japanese style. My main designer is Emanuele Ercolani, and he's one of the best comics designers in Italy. He's doing Comic-Cons in US, everywhere. He's very, very well known. And so his style was manga, cartoonish, and so we took that part and bring it into our style. So we needed something that sounds Japanese, something that sounds familiar, and something short and authoritative. So Kano was the point there, but I didn't want it to connect directly to Jigoro Kano as a figure, because it's from judo and everything, but was sounding good, let's say.
Yeah.
And we started in 2019 with the brand, and we went through COVID. It was funny because the company is doubling every year since 2019. And even during COVID, it was doubling, because we have an office in Thailand. So when Thailand was selling, then Italy was down, and then they were a bit up and down here and there, and it kept growing. And now I think we are in the top 10 in Europe for sure. We're doing very good, very good. We have very good quality products. The thing is, when I was in India, I partnered with a friend of mine to have a factory there.
Yeah.
So I bought the machinery. He had the bags factory. So the idea was to make gis there. And because he already had all the machinery to make the gis, because he was doing canvas bags and stuff like that. So he had that machinery. At the end, we didn't manage to make any gis there, because the quality of the cotton in India never matched the quality of the cotton that they have in Pakistan and other places. It was impossible to import the fabrics from Pakistan because there is a war between India and Pakistan.
Yeah.
And so we didn't make a single gis there. But we started with the garments. We had some rash guards, shorts, and stuff like that. And the good thing is that I learned everything there. I know how much costs everything, how long it takes to make, who has to make it, all the process, everything. So after that, we didn't manage to maintain the operations there when I left India. So I kept going by myself with the rest of the things. But the good thing is that I know everything about it. I know everything about the quality of the products, the cost and everything. So that allows me to get very good rates from the factories. And that allows the brand to grow because we are pricing ourselves quite lower compared to the quality we give. So that's my idea. And my idea is also, I don't want Kano to be like a luxury brand, you know, like show your all or I say, no, I want everybody to wear Kano.
Yeah.
That's my idea. I want everybody to wear Kano, so I want to give good quality and good price to everybody. And I want everybody to be wearing our stuff. I started with Extreme because I come from judo and I'm a maniac about the gis.
Yeah.
That's fit perfectly and everything. Also because to break a grip on a bad gi, it's a nightmare, you know? Yeah. And I couldn't find any gi that I liked. So then I said, okay, what don't they make mine? And then I started, you know, it was a lot of trials and errors to get the things done properly. And then at the end, I managed to get the proper cut that I was happy with. And basically, we didn't change it much until now from that cut. Now, I got a girl that is one of my students in one of my affiliates gyms in Italy, that she has been doing the sizing and the size charts for high fashion in Italy. So I got her and said, I want my gi to fit like a suit, like an elegant suit. And you can wear it for your wedding, you know? And so we're working on that now. And we got a couple of samples. We're still adjusting a couple of things, but the next collection will be like amazing because we'll be like really the connection, because we're Italians, you know?
Yeah.
So I really want to create a brand that is the connection between the high fashion in Italy and Jiu-Jitsu. I think that is something that doesn't exist and is something that could really work.
Makes sense, and I love your designs.
Thanks.
And also the quality. You know, it's really amazing. And actually, we met first time in Kimura Cup in Spain.
Yeah.
And we started to talk. You are running a booth there.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, touching your products and everything. Yeah. And I love for example, the design. Like you had the T-shirts and everything. They fit nicely.
Yeah.
Because there is quite a rare jiu-jitsu brands who make these kind of they think any kind of. They do designs, but they don't think like the fashion size. Like your T-shirts fits like a glove, you know.
And so the thing is, I spend a bit of money on the T-shirts, you know, because I want it to be different. I want it to be better. Why people should buy Kano instead of others?
But that differentiates you, like
that's what differentiates me. Yeah. And we're getting this fabric that is made with a bit of spandex in to make it more fit, more comfortable, and everything. And also, I can't wear bad materials. You know, if someone give me a Fruit of the Loom T-shirt, I cannot wear it.
Yeah.
You know, I hate to wear bad
you can
stuff
feel
on my
the difference in your skin. You can
feel you can feel completely. And so the same thing, you know, if I do something, I like to do it good, you know. If I do sports, I like to do it good. If I do garments, I like to do it good.
So far.
So that's how I am, no? So that's how I want to run my things.
What do you want Kano kimonos to be in 5 years?
I would like to have Kano kimonos at the level of Kings. That would be the top idea. There is a lot of work to do still.
Yeah.
But I think we can get there. We have a nice structure. We have a very good product, and we're willing to put the work in.
Yeah, and the feedback from your products. Everybody who has wear your stuff, I've heard only good things.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of returning clients also.
Yeah, I have a lot. But the thing is also, I'm an athlete, you know.
Yeah.
So I know what athletes need.
Yeah.
But with the experience I had in India, I know how it gets made.
Yeah.
And there is not much people that have this experience.
No. And I think that's unique combination, especially because you have like, let's say 35 years you have been wearing a gi.
Yeah. That's the thing.
You really know, like, and what is the why the manufacturer is like this, you know, if I grip like this, what is the, like the small nuances that you can only learn by thousands of hours wearing the stuff.
But then the thing is, there is a lot of people that knows that.
Yeah.
But then how to explain it to the factory to bring it to a product, that's very complicated. But I know all the processes that the factory does to get there. And so that's where my expertise mixed into a good thing, because then with the factories I know how to speak, say their language, you know.
Yeah.
So I need this here, this there, this is the material, this is the things, and everything gets kind of sorted properly at the end.
Well, it just popped my head because I got like a lot of messages from random, Pakistani
Oh,
guys.
yeah,
Dear sir / madam,
Yeah.
can we offer you some? It's unbelievable. I don't know where they come. Like,
Yeah, the problem, you know what that is. It's basically some kid in Pakistan.
yeah,
They take and they start spamming everybody, saying that they're a factory.
I get.
Then they get an order. They get an order. They go to a local factory there
Yeah,
and make your stuff. The problem is, at that point, you never know if you get the stuff, what you get, and if the biggest thing is that the second time you will probably not get the same thing.
and that's
Because here we go where is the cheapest. Maybe one factory have some free slot time that they're doing nothing, so they give him a cheap rate to do that, and he makes a bit more money there. Then the next time is another factory that has a bit
now
of...
I already know something, because I have always think about, like, these are really the entrepreneurs. These are the guys who make it.
No.
These are just because I was thinking about how many fucking gear manufacturers.
The guys that make proper gear are not spamming people.
So there's just random people who pretend they are making it, and if I order something, they go somewhere, somebody makes it, and they just
or maybe are very small factories, very local factories, but mostly someone like... because, also you need to understand where you spend your time. If a factory is spending the effort on spamming thousands of people on Instagram, they don't have time to run their own production.
Yeah.
That's the same thing I had with my thing. When I say, okay, I have my factory, I run my products here, and that's better. But then I have to manage the factory.
Yeah.
And then I'm not managing the sales. And so I had to focus and choose what to do. And to run the factory, I had to stay in India, and that wouldn't happen. And because India was nice for a period, but I will never live there full time. I had a very good time there.
Yeah.
Made very good friends, very good connections and everything, but it's not my place, Yeah. And especially in New Delhi, it's so polluted, man.
Oh.
It's so polluted. Like, there is a period that they burn the crop in the Punjab area, and then the winds bring all the things there, that the pollution, the air is dense,
Yeah.
So,
taste there.
Yeah. So I wouldn't stay there, and I wouldn't bring my kids to stay there at some point. So it wasn't a permanent solution, but it was nice. I liked it, and I learned a lot, and allows me to create the brand at the level that is now.
What's your vision for kind of like expanding the stuff what you are offering? Like, do you want to eventually go also lifestyle more, or just like expanding like t-shirts, hoodies? Like, how wide you think should be the collection?
So at the moment we have a very good lifestyle line.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want to keep our identity as a jiu-jitsu brand. I want to do a kind of athletics line that would be more onto our lifestyle, fitness and stuff like that, but that is later. Now my focus is on jiu-jitsu. We made a line for paddle. With a friend of mine, we make a kind of paddle.
Yeah.
It's still pretty small, but we're working well. We're getting it there.
Big in Spain, and also
it's huge.
in Scandinavia it's growing, but I don't know. I think it's a fashion thing. Everybody's playing paddle now.
Yeah, but paddle is so fun.
It is, and it's much easier than, for example, tennis. Basically, almost everybody can play paddle. It's very easy. It's fun. It's super fun.
Yeah. I didn't know paddle existed until last year.
Yeah.
That this friend of mine offered me this new venture.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, let me try this paddle. And it was fun.
Yeah.
So we started with this. It's 1 year. We're working on that now. It's getting there. But the thing is, we're bringing the same product we're doing for jiu-jitsu for paddle.
Yeah.
So we have the shorts with the stretches with.
But because these guys are moving, there's different sport, but.
We're bringing a new product there, If you use jiu-jitsu, you do any kind of weird movement there, you just run,
Yeah.
So if you give them a proper gear, might be good. So that was our idea, to bring something very technical, very good, like the 5 shorts we have. We just add the pockets.
Yeah.
And we tried with paddle, and we're having a very good feedback. Would
you be open to under these kind of journeys if something come up, somebody wants to, can you make me whatever the sport is?
Yes, we're very open with that, because, with my structure, with Kano for Jiu-Jitsu, we do everything. We do the marketing, the sales, everything we arrange. But as example, with the partnership I have for paddle, I say I just handle the production.
Yeah.
You guys handle all the sales, the marketing, how it has to be sold, the presentation, the branding, everything. Okay. So for me to put it in my system, extra products is not a big deal. If I need to start thinking about another brand, how to sell it, how to do the marketing, who to sponsor, who to the influencers and things like that, then no, I can't do that. But if it's just a production, I'm open for that. In fact, I have another project that we're doing the same thing for karate. It's called Musashi Kimonos, and we're doing the same thing for karate with another friend of mine. And
again, I love that name also.
Yeah.
Musashi.
It's another big guy, no?
Yeah, I know.
And with my wife, we have another brand that we call Accents Athletics, and that's for females. It's aimed at Pilates, yoga, fitness, that kind of part.
Okay.
And now we're making a collaboration between that brand and Kano.
Yeah.
Because with that brand, my wife was with me in India, and so we were sitting at the factory, and we had these tailors stitching leggings. And she was trying it. Oh no, it's putting here, 1 centimeter here, one there, one there, one there. Yeah. And so we managed to develop an amazing fit for that.
Because you keep the feedback immediately, so
because we were there
before it's.
We were there, yeah. If I'm sitting here in Cyprus, and I need to do that, it would take me 10 years. Yeah. Because they will do one sample, they will send me, then I write them all the feedback, back to them, then they make another one, and every process of this takes 2 weeks. We were there. He was making 2 or 3 per day. My wife was so picky with that at the point I wanted to strangle it sometimes. Yeah. But at the end, we got an amazing product, Last year, we brought it to BJJ Summer Week. Yeah. So stitching there, we had a small booth there. We couldn't have Kano there because it's being sponsored by Tatami. Yeah. So it makes sense to don't. Yeah. To don't allow us to be there. I would do the same, so no blame. But then we had this brand on the side, and even to Jiu-Jitsu people, we sold a lot. And then we say, okay, let's do a co-branding there. So we say that the female line is made together. We use that kind of cut, the kind of materials, and everything. And it's going well. Now we're going to make a few things. Nice. We make, I don't know if you saw the Russia that Leone was wearing today. It was this killer bunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and I heard the name, the story behind the name.
Yeah. Because
I heard it yesterday.
Yeah. Because my wife... She fought in MMA. It was her nickname, the fighting name. Yeah. And so we made that. And we wanted to do that from a long time.
Yeah. She told me 7 years she had been talking.
Yeah. But, I know. She talks a lot. Yeah. But the bigger problem was that we couldn't get the design correct. I asked few designers to make it. Never worked. Yeah. And at the end of the day, now with AI, I made that design. Oh. And it came out perfect. That bunny was
unbelievable.
And now it's one of our bestsellers, and that is co-branded, Accents with Kano. Yeah. And it's going very well. Everybody loves that. It's so funny. Oh, I've seen and it's funny because I made it for females the first round. And so many guys were buying the female size to wear it, and then I had to make it for males as well. Yeah. But I didn't expect that to work because it's all pinkish and very girly, but now it's it works. It was fun.
Okay, let's go a little bit personal aside. You became a father. How you feel, man?
Oh man, it's the best thing,
Yeah, because now you have a son. It's amazing.
It's crazy. I was thinking about it and talking with my wife. I traveled the whole world. I competed with the best people in the world. I picked up a lot of people, got a lot of things. It's nothing compared to having a kid. Yeah. It's so stupid. Everybody can have a kid. Yeah. But then they say, so big achievements. I have a company that runs very well. Yeah. I have gyms. I have a network of 14 gyms with CrossFit Academy, together with my partner, Alessandro Frezza. We have a gym here, the IJS, that is going very well. We're pushing it. We have an amazing community and other things. Next to being a father is nothing. You really change your how to say it?
Priorities.
Not the priorities, the value of things.
Okay. Yeah.
Before you say, I have a very big company and it's going very well, I'm super happy. That's 100%. You got a kid that is 20, and then the kid is it's crazy. And for us was even more because we lost a kid before in a very, very tragic thing because my wife got COVID while she was pregnant. She almost died. She was five weeks in coma. And that was like 3 years ago. And no, 4 years, yeah? Yeah. And so it was very hard, that period, and was very hard because I felt like a father, Yeah. But I didn't have a kid. We were 6 months into the pregnancy, so it was almost already, you know, so it was horrible. Yeah, it was devastating.
Yeah.
But, you know, in my mind, I was thought about it. We had the kids, you know, because already my priorities changed, you know.
Yeah.
Up to there, I still like it to go for parties sometimes, you know, be late. My wife, she wasn't into that, so I was going alone or with friends sometimes. And after that, I really started caring much less about these things and stuff. So I was kind of a father, but without the kids, it was very painful. And now when he came, it's fulfilled the whole thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I met your son. He's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, all smiles, which I like. You know, just laughing and you know he's spent time here with us on the tatamis.
The only problem that he only pulls guard. You know, he's 6 months old and he only still pull guard.
I know.
I try to work on that, but I'm not having so much feedback. So
we need some hardcore double leg entries and just some.
Yeah.
Maybe we sent him on you know Dagestan for a few years and just
forget.
Killer Buddy would be happy.
She will go to Dagestan too.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Let's talk a few words about this place. So we are an international jiu-jitsu school in Cyprus, which is my first time in Cyprus, and of course, first time in this gym. I love it so far. It has been great experience. What is your thoughts about the island and the island and so far?
So we moved here to Cyprus like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I absolutely love it here.
Yeah.
It's so quiet, so nice, so really so safe.
Yeah.
So we really like the island. We really find our place here, I think. And for me, it's very good because, you know, I've always been in places where I didn't feel I wanted to spend my life there. You know?
Yeah.
So Argentina, I don't remember about Argentina.
Yeah.
It was too far. I was living in this small town, Pordenone. I hated that. It was like cold, rainy all the time, and people there is a bit closed generally.
Yeah.
And I hated it. So one of the reasons I became very good at sport was to leave that place, you know.
Okay.
As soon as I was 16, I was out.
Yeah.
And then I was living in Rome. Rome was better, but still was like, not my place. India was nice, but definitely was not my place.
Yeah.
Norway, same thing.
But weather is delicioso.
Yeah, when you are indoor.
Yeah. Because you are indoors all the time because you can't go out.
Yeah.
But I'm from Finland, so I know.
Yeah, it's not much of difference.
I don't. That was not your place also.
No, it was not my place. And so for the first time, I'm in a place that I can live the rest of my life here.
Nice.
I'm happy, you know.
Nice. And you built something great here with the school. There is, you know.
I started teaching here almost when I came to Cyprus.
Yeah.
And then we became partners in the gym like a month ago.
Okay.
And it has a lot of potential. The thing that I liked here was the community.
Yeah.
All the people here are very nice.
Yeah.
All the people here is very positive, and everybody loves jiu-jitsu so much. I think that Vitaly did an amazing work with the kids to make them fall in love with jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Because, you know, I had my gym in Norway. And we run kids classes because it's very important to kids classes. And I managed to have a lot of kids there. But the kids came there mostly because they really liked me and they really liked the environment we created. But they didn't manage to transmit then the love for jiu-jitsu. We had a lot of games, a lot of things. It was the first time I was teaching kids as well. So I made some mistakes there, I think. But the people was in love with the environment, in love with me. And they liked the sport, but I think I didn't manage to present them the sport very well. And a lot of them, after we shot, they continued jiu-jitsu. So obviously they liked the sport, but I feel that was not the main goal of the people.
Yeah.
But here it's different. Here the kids come for jiu-jitsu and they go hardcore with jiu-jitsu.
And the kids team here is amazing. I just teach the seminar, a few hours for the kids. Second kids seminar. Everybody was, you know, and I love see kids doing it. And
you see they're very into jiu-jitsu. They ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah, we did a Q&A and almost the questions, because we told the kids like they can ask anything from me after the seminar, and they decided almost everybody was asking something jiu-jitsu related.
All your tattoos, no?
Yeah, all my tattoos. And then one funny guy, oh, you have still left space in your forehead.
Yeah.
Who are you? What's up, man? Oliver. Nice. Boy.
Yeah. I wanted to say the bottom of the fist too, if you want, but
I think that's not gonna hurt at all.
no, that's gonna be good. Don't worry.
That's gonna be amazing. Do you have any tattoos?
No, I don't have tattoos.
Why is that? Have you ever thought about taking?
I thought about doing tattoos, but in the police you have some limitations.
Oh yeah, of course, because you did long career there, so that's
yes, you have some limitations for that. And by the time I went out from the police, I was too old and didn't care much about it anymore.
But maybe now because you have your son, like when you get your kid, I wanted to immediately. My daughter Mila, when she born, I was like, I want definitely a tattoo that, I have tattoo. Actually, I have her hands on my neck, like,
that's cool.
like it's her real hands when she was 2 years old.
Okay.
So tattooed on my neck. So
yeah, maybe we'll do something. I don't know. I'm a bit out of that. I really like the Mahori style tattoos.
Oh yeah.
But I think I
now,
got a bit lazy,
Now everybody has tattoos. So now if you don't have tattoo, now you kind of stand out. Everybody has tattoos. So.
Yeah, honestly, I don't care. I don't care about standing out. I don't care. And I don't care about standing out for a tattoo or for what I'm wearing or whatever. Yeah. I care of standing out for what I do, for my jiu-jitsu, for my brand, for my things. I like to be good at things.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to pay the price for that, to put the work in, So that's what I want to talk for me, not my outfits or my dressing style or whatever, But
give me some tips for beginners who are struggling to continue. It's hard. Is it worth it?
It's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
I would say that if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. The easy things don't take you anywhere.
Yeah.
To be scrolling on the phone don't take you anywhere.
It doesn't make you a better person.
Eating crap doesn't take you anywhere, Yeah. So if it's hard, there is a reason why it's hard.
Yeah.
It's because it's good for you, and it's because not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
And to do that, you need to become a better version of yourself. So that's what allows you to become a better person for yourself. It's like the tool to become, You say, I want to do jiu-jitsu. Okay, so I need to be constant. I need to eat good. I need to put the effort in the mat. I need to go for training even if I don't feel to, and stuff like that. So it's, it's like the tool that pushes you to do these things.
Exactly.
And if you think it's too hard, you have to think how hard it is to don't do that,
Yeah, exactly. And if you just decide like you are not going to quit, of course, it is hard, but if you are not going to quit, it's going to change your life, because eventually I think like martial arts, they are extremely good tool for self-growth. They make you a better version of you. Yeah. They are a tool to make you a better, and of course, side product.
And have fun with that.
And fun.
That's the thing.
And also, it's pretty useful skill these days that you can handle yourself.
Yeah. It's funny because I always consider myself a sportsman,
Yeah.
And then I was talking with my wife and said, yeah, but you don't like to work out, you don't like to run, you don't like to say, yeah, I'm not a sportsman, I'm a fighter, I like to fight.
Yeah.
It was a kind of a revelation after my whole life considering myself a sportsman. Then I was like, I'm not a sportsman. I don't like to lift weights.
Yeah.
I did lift a lot of weights to perform in the sports.
Yeah.
It was the price to pay, not the activity I like. And for me, I'm a fighter. I like to fight. I can stay the whole day in the mat. You put me on the treadmill, I will cry after 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's it's part of my being. So for me, quitting is not an option. But I think that you should decide what you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Why you do jiu-jitsu? I want to be able to defend myself. I want to get fit. I want to get that. So in the moment you think about quitting, look at that.
Exactly. Think about your original idea. Why do you want to start?
But and there was a thing that we did with my wife. It was very nice. We decided, we're gonna stay together. It doesn't matter what happened, And mostly because the main decision was because of the kid,
Yeah.
So I grew up with the dad in the house and my mom in the house. I want my kid to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And so every fight, everything we have, we know that separating is not an option.
Exactly.
So we are there, and we know that you need to figure it out.
Exactly.
We cannot walk out of that.
Exactly.
And so the goal is that, so you remind yourself about the goal and say, okay, I need to keep going. I need to find a solution for this. So the same thing you apply with Jiu-Jitsu. Say, I want to do Jiu-Jitsu because I want to be able to defend myself. Okay? And so when it's hard and when everybody's beating you up, you think about, I want to be able to defend myself. So I need to find a solution for that. And it's the same thing that I told you about the brain. Set the goal. If you set the goal in your brain and you're committed to that, the brain will help you, will work on the background for you. But if you set other things in the brain, that become difficult, and especially set what you want. Because, if you say, go to tournament, I don't want to lose in that tournament, okay? So you have the losing here. And so your brain starts to think, okay, I can go here, he's winning the fight. Fine. I get injured. If I get injured, I don't lose. I get sick the day before, I don't lose. There are a lot of things that can be, if you don't want something, you can get away from this thing from every way. But if you want something, there's only one direction.
Yeah.
So that's my idea. So set what you want. You want that, that's the direction.
Beautiful.
So you want to be able to defend yourself, your directions to Jiu-Jitsu or, proper self-defense classes or whatever, There are a few options you get, but set your goal. And when it's hard, look at the goal. So why I set the goal? Because I want to do that.
Yeah.
And so that's make much easier to make the sacrifices and put the work in.
And there is nothing, you need to always sacrifice, you need to work quite a lot if you want to achieve anything that is important for you.
Yeah.
Like nothing comes for free. And it's also the process. It's about the journey, and you make better decisions if you have a discipline. And when you have one part discipline, usually the discipline spreads in your other parts of your life.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you a question, I always saw social media about something like a bit silly,
Yeah.
But I changed my mind about it, and I want to work more on my social media presence. I did a lot as an athlete, but I didn't work on the social media, so it didn't got very well personally.
Yeah.
And now I find myself with the brand, as example, a lot of guys ask them to sponsor them. And then they have very bad social media. And I realized that they're not going to bring much, And the thing is, I wanted to ask you, what can you suggest to people to do on social media to get the traction on the stuff, to give this tool? Because I see good guys, good fighters that ask me for being sponsored with Kano, and we cannot sponsor them because we don't get the value back out of that.
And I think because what brands love, of course, it's reach and visibility. Yes, and I think that normal athletes who are training and who wants to grow their social media is to share their authentic side. Like you need to show your true colors and just be authentic and not try to create a content that I want to do this stuff that hopefully people are going to like. People want to connect with you on a personal level. So tell about your struggles, tell about what brought you in this position, your good days, your bad days. Go super personal. Anybody can do it. It's hard, but the secret sauce is that if you can be who you are in front of camera, people will love it. Some people will hate it, some people will love it. But when you show your true colors, and also then the brand can connect, because then it's a real person. And normal people, they want to hear like people's struggles. They don't want to see only nice photos when you are winning, but there's no substance in the story. So my tip is for be authentic, show the process, and just share your story honestly, and you will see everything will change.
That's a good point. You say, be yourself. Someone will like you, someone will not.
Exactly.
But at least you get your target audience and
exactly.
And what technically they should do? Use tags, use.
Well, so basically,
what suggestion would you give them? From your
as a technical advice, like I would go. Of course, the main platforms are Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. So I would mix it a little bit. So you can do short reels, like technical stuff, whatever, instructional stuff, whatever, but mix it. So not only like short videos with music, you need to open up, you need to explain a little bit, but I like to mix everything. So you can do longer videos, couple of minutes where you're talking something, and then you're going to do short videos, you're going to do photos, mixing the content. That's the key. Keep it original and do all kind of formats. And when I started this journey, social media journey, I did a lot of study and I was stressing like, oh, what I'm going to do. And one thing I learned, I decided immediately, like, the key detail is that we are building a community around the athlete and the personal brand. So you need to engage with the people. You need to answer the messages. You need to, if somebody sends you a message, you need to answer it, because you are building a community, and that community is your tool for negotiation. If you go talk with brand, okay, I have 50,000 followers, and you see that a lot of people are engaging. Then you see, okay, so this guy had an already audience who are engaging. So I think that's really important. And always remember that you don't need to be good at something to start. I didn't have no idea about social media. I did my first video and I decided I'm going to learn on the way. And that's what had happened. Just get it started, be original, and don't think about like individual post and who likes it, who doesn't like. Just show your true colors, engage with the people, be active, be positive, be open, and share good vibes. I think that's it.
Do you think it's very important for an athlete to be sharing their
of course, because
their
that's what
story?
people want to see. It's nice when I see some athlete, oh, I want the goal, but whatever. But I would love to see the process, the struggles. Today I had a hard day. Today everybody smashed me, or whatever the process is. I would love to see the process. Because there's always a process behind it. But very rare people are ready to show it. And if you're ready to show it, then your brand becomes like more personal. Then it becomes a brand.
Authentic,
exactly. And also the tags and everything. Hashtags doesn't mean anything anymore, so that's irrelevant. You can put them, but algorithm doesn't
care about
it. It doesn't matter anymore. Do a lot of collaborations. So do videos with other people, and then they share it together platform. Because then if we collaborate on something, we're gonna both share it to our both are gonna reach new audiences. So do stuff with that and be consistent. When I started my social media, I did like 3 years, specific time, 6:30 every Wednesday and Saturday. I did 1 minute video with the explanation and everything. And then when the reels came, my account exploded. And then I did even more. I did every day new video for maybe 2 years. I did more than 320 videos like every single day. And that's how I built my core audience. So you need to work on that. The more time you give to it, the more it gives back. And an athlete, that's a tool for negotiation. Even though if you're not winning, even if you're a decent athlete, but you say, hey, I have like massive audience there. The brand will love that more than guy who is winning everything, but nobody knows who he is. And he's like, and everybody's interesting if they just have the courage to open up.
I understand. Yeah, that's the same thing. As a brand, we think, okay, hey, you are very good. You don't have social media. What are you going to influence? The people that is in the hall and looking at you.
Yeah.
But how much people is there?
Exactly.
If you're Calvao, everybody's looking at you. But in a tournament,
that's it.
You're not a black belt top level. No, not nobody, but very few people will be interested on spot there. Exactly. But if you share your story outside on the social media, you have a much broader audience, a broader way to.
And I understand if people are thinking about like, okay, so if I'm honest about my journey and me myself, people are going to judge me, whatever. But that's also the price. If you want to go hard, like in this way, like I became big, not because I wanted to become social media, but because I just share my story and my journey openly. I tell about my struggles, my past, my problems, my addictions, everything, and it's relieving. I don't need to think what I have been saying because I don't lie. And now it's easy because I have been in this journey and I never lied on my videos or never tell anything. So it's just, now it's easy. But if you just make the first step and you see like, it's relieving. And then you can just keep continuing. Be who you are, show that to the world. And that's going to add value for your brand.
Because, also I told this social media was a bit silly, a bit shallow and things. But at the end of the day, the social media is like an amplificator of what you do. It's a way to show everybody. And if someone is not going to like you, someone is going to judge you. That will happen anyway.
Of course.
Everybody who does something big gets good results and everything. They will be judged by people that are jealous of their success.
We cannot care about those people. I don't give a shit about people who doesn't like me. I spread only good vibes. So if somebody doesn't like me, I don't care. So if somebody sends me some, message that is not, fuck you, blah, blah, delete and block. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah.
So we are doing our thing and just, do your thing, show your passion and tell your story. Tell your story.
Yeah.
And again, it's easy to say, but people are struggling because everybody's thinking about what people are going to think about me.
Yeah.
That's eventually what is blocking them. If nobody would care, let's say, for example, I would say, make a video. Nobody will see the video. You can only see it. They will be super open. Do the same thing and post the video.
Yeah.
You will see everything will change.
One of the reasons I didn't work much on social media too, I didn't like to, I was a bit afraid to be judged. Now I realized that it's stupid, and I realized that I need to use the social media more to grow my personal branding and my brand and stuff like that. And I start seeing it in a different way. And people will judge you anything you do.
Of course, and we cannot care about those. And it's always like it's about expanding your brand. And again, social media. When I started to do it, first I was also like, because I have very shady past. So I have done stupid stuff. So fuck, now I'm gonna be everywhere. So what's gonna happen? But then I decided like, poof, I'm just gonna do it then, and
Yeah, that's the same for me. As example, I would never say on social media before that I went to a tournament drunk. Nobody knew about that.
Exactly. But this is the point of my podcast, so I then make people to tell you. But again, it's just
I don't care now. There are a few things that you do.
Exactly. I can imagine how many people know you from police, judo, jiu-jitsu, martial arts world, and now they can see this. Now they can hear your story, and it's going to deepen also the brand and everything. Now they know where Kano came and everything.
Sure.
Sure. But anyway, thank you, my brother, for coming. And guys, go train, keep smiling, and remember, jiu-jitsu never dies, baby.
Definitely.
Woo!